So today we are going to be throwing down some fert. We're going to be slanging some fert. We're going to be slanging some seed. Well, first things first, got a new sticker to put onto the cabinet back here. So hey, thanks Nate, appreciate that. If you haven't checked out his channel, he did a really interesting spring renovation with some GCI seed this year, and boom. So before we get down some seed, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick rake on the area that we're going to put the seed and fert on and everything today. We just had a thunderstorm that rolled through the other day, and there's a bunch of sticks and debris and other junk in there. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a quick rake just to clean out anything, make sure nothing's in the way of that seed hitting that soil.
Yeah, boy. Yes. Not these. Not these. But this. And this.
I did buy way too much seed for this area of my lawn and fert, but that's okay, because you can store your fert and your seed. So if you decide that you want to buy some extra because you're worried that it might not all fill in or something, you can totally store this in a watertight and, you know, something like a 5-gallon bucket with a lid on it, and it'll keep for like a year or two as long as it's not wet. So today we are gonna be throwing down some fert. We're gonna be slanging some fert. We're gonna be slanging some seed. We got the GCI turf type tall fescue that's gonna go down on Project Spoon Juice. And for my starter fert, we are going to go ahead and go with Yard Mastery's a 12-12 a starter fert. Get those spread out per the label rates. The fert is like 3 pounds per thousand. I'll figure out what the seed is, but I think it's like, I don't know, 6 to 8 pounds per thousand. I believe I read for an established lawn that you're not seeing bare ground. So I bought something else. Haha! Yes, isn't it cute? So I got this at my local Ace for like 20 bucks or something. It is a battery powered hand spreader. So you just go ahead and load your seed or fert in here, set it, pull the trigger, and you're good to go. This should easily accommodate the amount of seed and fert that I'm gonna need. You're totally wrong. And I can just walk around and spread this on that section of the lawn. And then after that, I do have some peat moss that we are going to go ahead and throw down on that section of the lawn to cover up the seed. And then we gotta water it. This is a good time too if you wanted to put any biostimulants like a RGS down. Perfect time to do that. Then we wait, and we wait. You know, with some of these seeds, you can see germination within a week. Other seeds, you won't see germination for, 20, 30 days. We will definitely come back after this video and I will show you guys the results. I'm going to be watering 3 times a day, the late morning, in the afternoon when the sun is at its highest peak around like 1 or 2 o'clock or so. And then I'm gonna be watering a 3rd time in the evening. If you have questions about what time of day I'm watering or anything like that, leave them down in the comments and I'll respond and let people know what my setup is there. So that's pretty much the order we're gonna go in here. We're gonna get the seed down first, and we're gonna go at a rate of 6 pounds per 1,000, just over 3 pounds of seed. Then we'll go ahead and get the starter fert down, and I think the rate on that is 3 pounds per 1,000, so we'll be at like 1.5. Then we're gonna cover it all with peat moss, and then we're gonna do the initial watering in with the ortho and some RGS at a full RGS rate. And we're gonna use our little guy, the Whiz, over there to help us spread it all out. After that, put the sprinkler out in the lawn, maybe run it for a cycle, make sure that we're getting good coverage with the water and everything's gonna stay nice and moist. And then we'll set the schedule on the timer and we'll be done. I'm sure I'll be out there every other hour checking to see if it grew. But that's how it goes. And then in one of the next videos, we will definitely be coming back to check out the results. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. Get our measuring cup on there and tear it off. And we'll come back with our cup of seed here. Holy crap, we're only at, okay. We might need a bigger cup here. Let's get a bigger cup. This 64 ouncer. Let's go ahead and get this teared off. Okay, so the Whiz is not big enough. Okay, this grass seed's a little lighter than I thought. So we are gonna have to use the big spreader, but that's okay. It's Old Faithful. We'll go ahead and use that. So I'm gonna get that brought over here, and then we're going to re-measure out our seed. 1.6. 1.7, so we got 1.6 plus 1.7 is 3.3 pounds of seed weighed out right now. I want to get to 3.5, so that total should give us about 3.5 pounds of seed. So right there we got our 3.5 pounds of turf type tall fescue. I know it looks like a lot, but this is a grass that doesn't spread, don't forget. We need a little bit more of it to cover, and seed is very lightweight. I'm gonna go ahead and get this turned down to a low setting of like a, we'll start with like a 4, I think will be good to go ahead and spread this. Okay, so we ended up with just a little bit of seed left over, so we can take it by hand and drop it in these areas that are a little extra bare, especially along the edges of the area that you're seeding, so you can make sure you get the best coverage. So if you find some bare areas that you've already thrown your seed on, you should see, a couple seeds down in there. That'll help you get some confidence that you got good coverage. So we've got our seed down finally. It's exciting. And now we're gonna go ahead and get our fertilizer down. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that measured out and see if we're gonna need to use that whiz or if we can still use the elite spreader here. Boom, 1.5 pounds. So right there, it says the application rate is 3 pounds per 1,000 square foot of area. So that 1.5 pounds that we measured out of fert right there should be just perfect. And this thing's gonna get some action after all. Look at that. So let's just try, let's see, this thing starts at 2. Let's just do 3.5, see if it'll even come out on the one. So this has got the edge guard on the opposite side of the big spreader, so I'm gonna have to walk in the opposite direction. Let's see if this thing slings fert. Oh yeah, baby. In fact, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. We'll see how this goes. So I got just a little bit left in here, so I'll probably just make an extra trim pass and call it a day with the fert. Oh, the edge guard is rubbing on there. Oh, now it's like locked up. So these machines are obviously not precise. Oh, it broke. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that down in there, but this is actually broken. So 0 out of 0. Do not recommend this piece of crap spreader here. Well, that was 20 bucks wasted. So anyways, now that we've got our fert and we've got our seed down, we need to go ahead and get it covered with some peat moss for water retention. For that, I am just going to take the peat moss that I have and put it in a wheelbarrow and sling it around with a shovel and try not to get dirty. So once you get down to your last bit, just go ahead and take a walk around and make sure that there's no bare areas that need to be covered, that you can go ahead and, spread this by hand or drop it with a shovel. And for my final trick, we already did the seed, we did the fert, we did the dirt. Now we gotta squirt some RGS, and by dirt I mean peat moss. Now we're gonna throw some RGS on here at the full rate, which is 6 ounces per 1,000. So we're gonna go ahead and get 3 ounces measured out into our orthodilane spray here, hook it up to a hose. Then we're gonna stick a sprinkler in it, call it done. Oh yes. Thank you, Flomax. 3 ounces. Check out the video on the corner thingy up there if you wanna know about those spigots I put on my fert bottles. that's pretty much it for this is all empty now. We've got our first kind of dose of water down. From here, it's cleanup. It is set your sprinkler out in your yard, set it on a timer to water several times a day, then wait and watch it grow. So just to recap, we threw our seed down first after we did a light raking over the area to get any of our debris out. We got our seed down, we got our fert down, and then we went ahead and got some peat moss put over the top of that, and we put some RGS and some water on top of all of that to put it to bed. And we're gonna finish it off with a sprinkler and just let it sit, let it grow. You don't mow it until everything looks like it needs mowed, you know, to where it's like 4, 5, 6 inches tall. And that's pretty much it. That's all there is to a simple overseed. There are a lot of different ways to do it. That's how I would do a simple small area like this. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. To check out the results of this overseeding, make sure you're subscribed. We got plenty of more content coming out. Let's see this GCI explode. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.